Well, hello again, everyone. It's your man Cowboy Star coming back at you. That's right, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Well, we have another update. Yes, that's right, another update on the Michael Irvin lawsuit uh, and saga that has been going on with Michael Irvin. Just a quick recap of what's going on so far. As we know, Michael Irvin got sent home during Super Bowl week. For what? We still don't know the exact accusation that he was sent home for. So say a Marriott staffer has accused him of something that we still don't know. Irving has sued the Marriott for $100 million. Uh, they've been ordered to turn over the video of the incident, but still have not done so. Uh, they had been given a deadline to turn over the video. I believe it was last Tuesday, and as of yet, the Marriott still has not done that. But now there's a twist. The Marriott has filed a motion to dismiss the complaint and says that they don't even own that particular property, that they just lease the name to the owner of the hotel. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know you could even do that, but apparently you can. But to me, that matters not. Their name is still on the building, and Michael Irvin wants to know who turned him in to the NFL Network and ESPN for a complaint and what the complaint was, and I don't blame him. Irvin's lawyers will also want to find out what was said by the hotel management to get him booted off his job. And so, this is a long way from over, folks. I just don't think this is going to be over anytime soon from the way this is going down. I'm interested myself in finding out, did his employees jump the gun on canceling him too quick from the biggest week of the NFL season, the Super Bowl? I mean, that's what announcers and analysts live for, is to get to the Super Bowl and report on the Super Bowl. And they took that away from the man, and we still don't know why. If there was any sort of words exchanged on the video that, we're not going to hear it. There's no audio. So it's a kind of a he said, she said type thing. And it's just a mess, man. It's a big mess. I think it's dollar signs in this complainer's, the one who's issued this complaint's eyes, wanting to get money out of this deal. Wanting Michael to just come out and say, okay, I'll settle with you. I'll give you this amount if you just go away. And he's not going to do that, it doesn't appear. And we still don't even know the name of the accuser. So that is pretty much where we stand at this point in time on the Michael Irvin situation. Feel sorry for the guy. Of course, we really don't know everything. There's always two sides to a story. It's looking like it's in Michael Irvin's favor here, but we really don't know. So on now to some Cowboy news. As you know, the combine is in progress, and word is the Cowboys are working on something big. Big. Jerry Jones is a master of merchandising. He does this every year to the Cowboy Nation. He'll come out and put some big headline out about this time of year to get everybody buying that merchandise and getting all in on the Cowboys. Oh, it's our year. We're going to the Super Bowl. No. You're not going to do anything big, Jerry. This is all a big fiasco, big front to get Cowboys Nation excited, as you do every year. You don't fool me. Until you do something big, I won't believe it until I see it. But if they did do something big, I do have a few ideas on what it could be. Number one, make a trade for Jalen Ramsey. This one, highly unlikely. He'll probably command at least a second round pick. The Rams would probably want at least a second round pick. And plus, Ramsey's going to want a big contract. And right there, that's what cancels it out for me, because the Cowboys don't pay big money to anybody. Anybody just in free agency. And the third thing, I know Jalen Ramsey had made a statement not too long ago that he would never play for the Cowboys as long as the Joneses were owning the team. So he's still ticked off about the way the Cowboys didn't draft him. So he always wanted to be a Cowboy. That was his favorite team, but I don't think he's coming. Number 2, a trade for DeAndre Hopkins. This one may be a little more realistic. It would also probably require a second round pick from the Cowboys. I'd like to see this happen. I would, but again, the Cowboys is who we're dealing with, Jerry and Stephen Jones, and they are notorious for talking big but not ending up doing big things. So we will see. And finally, number 3 is a signing of Odell Beckham Jr., which it was kind of hot back there around playoff time, but it's kind of fizzled out since his medicals didn't come out the way the Cowboys thought. He couldn't even play. The Cowboys wanted him to play last year, and they weren't going to sign him unless he could play, and he couldn't. So it might fire back up again and be a thing again with the Cowboys getting Odell Beckham, but I just don't see it happening either unless he's willing to settle for a lot lower money than maybe $15 million at the most. They might go for it, but until they get the medicals that he's healthy and can play, I doubt they'll even come to fruition. The Cowboys have had a few official meetings with players at the Combine, which this is doesn't mean they're going to sign them. It's just they were curious enough about the player that they wanted to talk to them and probably have them on their draft board. Doesn't it all mean that they're going to draft these players? But I do have a few names of who they talked to. Dayan Henley is a linebacker from Washington State. They've talked to him. He's a highly touted prospect. The next person is DeMarvion Overshown, who is a linebacker out of Texas. They've talked to him. Derek Hall, defensive end out of Auburn. They've talked to Derek. He's a really good defensive end. Felix Anyudike Uzoman, defensive end out of Kansas State. They've talked to him. And several defensive backs here. Jay Ward, defensive back out of LSU. He's a good prospect. I'd like to see them get, but the main one I'd like to see them acquire is Joey Porter Jr. He's a cornerback out of Penn State. His dad played for the Steelers. I know you've probably heard of Joey Porter, linebacker for the Steelers back in the day. Well, he's got a son named Joey Porter Jr., who's a hell of a cornerback. I'd love to see the Cowboys get him, but I doubt he'll be there at 26. Keely Ringo, another cornerback out of Georgia, was talked to by the Cowboys. Devin Witherspoon, who's a great cornerback out of Illinois. That's another prospect. Emmanuel Forbes, he's a real skinny cornerback out of Mississippi State, but he has some really great ball skills. I'd like to see them end up getting him. J.L. Skinner out of Boise is another one they talked to, but top of the list, if the Cowboys wanted to draft a safety, I would love to see them get Brian Branch out of Alabama, who they did talk to as well. So those are some prospects that the Cowboys are looking at. I bet Dan Quinn is probably foaming at the mouth wanting some of these players, but it remains to be seen what the Cowboys do in the draft and how things fall in the draft. We do know that the Cowboys are going to bring back Tony Pollard. Most likely will be signed to the franchise tag. So, but Zeke, we don't know if Zeke's coming back. Got a feeling they're probably going to move on from Zeke because of his high contract that he does command right now. Yeah, all the Cowboys are saying they're working on something big. We don't know what that big means or is in the Cowboys language. We know what it is in our language, but big to us means something different than what Stephen and Jerry always do. That's pretty much it. I got y'all caught up. You gave me 10 minutes and I gave you the Cowboys scenario of what's going on right now. So stay tuned. If anything else comes down the pipe, you know how we do around here. We get on here and we report it to you as soon as we hear about it. With that being said, we'll catch you next time. I'm out.